Welcome to Saird's Audio Fanfictions. I'm Saird. Thanks for tuning in. This is Make a Collage of Us by KatieEwok. Summary. Can you believe that the man dating me, Victor, owns the same pair of heels in 3 colors Nikiforov, only has 1 suitcase, 1 box, and 1 carry-on rucksack when he's moved his entire life to a different country? 4th in the YouTubers AU. Collab videos between NikBitch and Katsu. Now Yuri's moved to Russia to live with his boyfriend. Rated teen and up audiences. Relationship: Katsuki Yuri, Victor Nikiforov. Additional tags include YouTube AU, YouTube, YouTuber Victor, YouTuber Yuri, Dancer Yuri, Skater Victor Nikiforov, Retired Victor Nikiforov, Fluff. I may as well have made Fluff the title for this series, to be honest. Hijinks and Shenanigans. Marriage Proposal. Sorry if that's a spoiler. But honestly, what do you expect from this series? Make sure your job has free dental, 'cause you about to get cavities. Domestic Fluff. For the soul. What the fuck is that title? Like, honestly. It sounds like some soppy love song. Oh, who am I kidding? That's exactly what this fic is. But in fic form. It is part 4 of the YouTube Disaster Gaze series, and is complete with 1 chapter. Right, with all that out of the way, let's get to it. Happy listening. There's a section on both NikBitch and Katsu's YouTube pages that are dedicated to the videos they do together. The boyfriend's makeup video and cooking pierogi episodes are in there, but there's also a selection of other random things that take their fancy. Here are some of them. Can you believe that the man dating me, Victor, owns the same pair of heels in 3 colors Nikiforov, only has 1 suitcase, 1 box, and 1 carry-on rucksack when he's moved his entire life to a different country? Victor is speaking to the camera as he waits in a lift with said suitcase. Yuri can be seen behind him carrying the box and rolling his eyes at the back of Victor's head. Nobody owns as much stuff as you do, Vitya, Yuri points out serenely. If they did, everyone would have to have walk-in wardrobes and rent a storage container. Victor ignores this and drags the suitcase out of the lift as it comes to a stop with a ding. The cameras are a little shaky as Victor goes down the hall and lets them both into his apartment, dragging Yuri's case straight into his bedroom. Look at all the room I cleared for you, Muffin, Victor says, opening the wardrobe and gesturing inside. It's true there's a space that's being cleared, but the majority of the wardrobe is still taken up by Victor's many, many clothes. You probably needed to get rid of some of that stuff anyway. It's good to declutter every now and then, Yuri says, depositing the box on the floor and shedding his shoes and coat as he goes back out into the open-plan lounge and kitchen area. I'm going to buy more stuff to fill up the unnecessary amount of space I cleared. No, I'm going to buy you more stuff. Vitya, I hate shopping, Yuri points out. I only came along because I know you like it. That is super cute, and I will kiss you for it later. But first, we're discussing your wardrobe, Victor says, grabbing Yuri's hand and leading him back into the bedroom. Victor drags him down to kneel next to the suitcase, leaning over to set up the camera on the side table so it's got a clear view of them before unzipping the case. Aha, Victor says, holding up a t-shirt. As I expected. Workout clothes, t-shirts, and oversized sweaters. Where are those cute shorts and crop top you wore in the Pour-It Up dance? I burned them, Yuri says calmly, digging a few things out that need hanging. Victor gasps, looking outraged and like he's just taken a fatal blow. Oh, relax, I'm kidding, Yuri says, flicking him with a shirt. They're in the bottom of the case. Praise to baby Jesus. Victor says, digging out the shorts and looking immensely smug. Yuri just rolls his eyes again. There's also vlogs of Victor showing Yuri around St. Petersburg. These are artfully shot and very cute. They attract viewers who don't even watch either channel usually, as they serve as a good way to find the best tourist spots and cute cafes. Yuri seems enchanted by the city, and Victor enchanted by Yuri, if the way the camera is nearly always on him rather than the landmarks is anything to go by. There's even a clip of Yuri reminding Victor to get a shot of something rather than just filming him, which probably happens more than it's shown. They're unbearably sweet in all their videos together. But there's something about seeing Yuri from Victor's point of view in these particular vlogs. How the camera focuses in on Yuri's awestruck look as he looks up at the ceiling of the Church of the Resurrection of Jesus Christ. His soft smile as he looks out over the river. The pink of his cheeks as he buries his face further into his scarf. Even for those viewers who aren't part of the Katsu fandom, it's hard not to fall a little in love with Yuri Katsuki when there's shots of him trying to balance 10 books in his arms in a cute little bookshop, his hair all fluffy and his glasses sliding down his nose. Or the ones where his whole face lights up as he gets to taste a new type of food. It's clear that Victor is absolutely enamored with him. And Yuri seems to feel the same, from the way he turns and smiles at the person holding the camera. It's a soft smile, saved for only one. Fan favorites are, of course, Yuri's dance routines, which have started to pop up more frequently since his first. They're set in the sleek studio near their apartment, which Yuri's now free to use as part of the dance troupe that owns it. He does Dali and the Level Up dance challenge, but Victor joins him for some. Together they do RuPaul's Call Me Mother, because while Yuri is of course the better dancer, Victor has always strived to be peak gay and can vogue and death drop well enough to give Yuri a run for his money. They do it in heels and matching booty shorts, and the internet collectively loses its mind. There's a particularly cute and silly routine that they do together to Burnt Rice, in which Victor runs at Yuri just before the drop so he gets lifted and then swung down, supported by Yuri's thighs, before Yuri sets him back down with a little bounce and they continue to dance. They make it through most of this before things get silly, and Victor tackles Yuri to the ground, and the video ends just as things are getting risque. Even more risque is the routine they do to When We Remix, in which their bodies roll together very suggestively, and there's a slight meltdown in the comments section. It gets particularly R-rated when Victor goes to the floor, arms above his head, and laid out like a treat for Yuri to crawl over. Yuri rolls his hips down between Victor's legs, imitating something like sex. And it's so filthy that the commenters threaten to sue for damages due to their blood pressure. The funniest videos are their gaming ones, which consist of a lot of screaming from Victor and cursing in Russian. Yuri cannot keep his composure when they're taking turns with the controller to play Outlast, and Victor screams so loud at a jump scare that one of their neighbors calls the police. The video cuts to show Victor apologizing profusely to the 2 officers at his door, whilst Yuri is still cracking up, trying to muffle his laughter in a couch cushion. Victor's actually surprisingly good with a sniper rifle, though, and even manages to kill Yuri a couple of times when they go head-to-head in Call of Duty. Yuri kisses him when he does, and looks immensely turned on by the end of the video, which ends rather abruptly. Victor's utterly useless at Mario Kart, however, and the video is a series of bleeps as Yuri edits out the cursing whenever Victor's cart goes over the edge or gets turned around. There are children watching, Vitya, Yuri admonishes him after a particularly long stream of bleeps. So, I'm not their parent. They shouldn't be allowed to watch your channel with how often you maul me. Yuri throws a banana peel at him in retaliation, and Victor swears again. There's some particularly good videos from when Peachy and Chris both visit St. Petersburg at the same time. They do a selection of all their areas of YouTube, as when asked, the fans couldn't seem to agree on what they wanted. Peachy and Yuri do a fast-paced routine to a remix of Timmy Turner, and a slightly more simple routine with Chris and Victor to Hello Bitches. Several people let them know that they have been killed by the sight of the four of them slut-dropping. Peachy and Yuri join as guests to Victor and Chris's gay roundup of the week. Yuri is so brutal when they're critiquing celebrity fashion choices that Peachy cackles until he falls off the couch. Chris raises his wine glass to him, and Victor mutters something that sounds suspiciously like, "Please step on me." The four of them running around St. Petersburg, committing general acts of fuckery, is hilarious. Including, and not limited to, crashing a golf cart into a lake, Peachy pushing Yuri into the river, and having to flee a shop when they break an insanely expensive plate. Yuri is the most distressed by the last one and keeps worrying that they should go back and pay for it. "That shop is owned by rich, nasty people, Muffin," Victor assures him. "I'd never buy anything from a shop owned by the Sokolovs." Peachy captures Victor and Yuri being grossly in love and cutesy together, which Yuri has somewhat, not really, managed to keep off of his channel, as he's always blushing when Victor's showering him with affection. But the Victory Fan Club, as they've dubbed themselves, all thank Peachy profusely for the clip of Victor booping Yuri on the nose, and the one of him pinning Yuri against the wall by planting his hands on either side of Yuri's head, so the Japanese man goes bright pink as he stares up at Victor. And the multiple ones of Victor and Yuri picking the other up with no warning whatsoever, so that there's always a shriek before the laughter comes. In general, Peachy and Chris's visit to St. Petersburg is a good week for all of their followers. The absolute pinnacle video, though, as agreed by general fan consensus, is the one that's uploaded after Yuri's been living in St. Petersburg for 4 months. Victor's visibly nervous at the start of the video. He's busy doing subtle makeup on himself. Just a little BB cream rather than foundation, and he doesn't bother with mascara. Just adds a touch of neutral eyeliner and a little gloss to his lips. He's dressed in an impeccable gray suit, which looks tailored and like it cost a fortune. It complements his hair. "Okay, you've got to wish Papa Nikivirov good luck, bitches and bitchettes," Victor is saying as he fusses with his tie. "I'm going to pop the question tonight, on our 1-year anniversary. Yuri has no idea, of course. I could be as subtle as a brick and that boy would still be clueless. Bless him. Yuri doesn't really get hints if they're a compliment to him. You see why I have to be gross with him all the time? If I wasn't, he'd probably think that I'd lost interest. God, as if I'm not hopelessly weak for that man 100% of the time." Victor gives his suit one last straighten before he plucks up the camera, gives it a dashing, albeit slightly shaky smile, and opens the bedroom door. He finds Yuri in the kitchen. Yuri's leaned against the counter in his own gorgeous midnight blue suit, popping a grape in his mouth in a sort of distracted way as he waits for Victor to emerge. Victor's gasp is audible from behind the camera, obviously struck dumb by the sight of Yuri in a suit, with his hair swept back and sans glasses. Victor's made it very clear that he loves Yuri with his glasses and his hair down. But whilst that look seems to bring out all of Victor's protective and cuddly qualities, this look seems to bring out an undeniably subby Victor that can be spotted even whilst they're doing something as innocent as having a drink. Yuri looks equally love-struck as he straightens and takes in the sight of Victor, his mouth slightly open. Yuri, you look gorgeous, Vitya, Yuri manages to say, remembering to close his mouth as he smiles and holds a hand out to his boyfriend. Fikchan and Makachin must be with the sitter, as they make no appearance in the video. Victor simply takes Yuri's hand, and they leave the apartment together. The video is edited so their walk to the destination is cut to short glimpses of St. Petersburg at night, and Yuri walking beside Victor, turning to smile at him, lit by the pink neon lights of a nightclub they pass. The brief glimpses the camera catches of passerby show that they're drawing attention, and it's not hard to see why. They look stunning together, even without the suits. Their destination is apparently a boat, which seems to be a surprise to Yuri, because he turns wide-eyed to Victor when he says they should board it. We're the only ones on it? Yuri asks, stepping onto the gangplank before hesitating. Of course, Muffin, Victor replies, chivying him along. It's our anniversary, after all. Still, Vitya, Yuri says, looking back at Victor with wide eyes. The boat is lit by fairy lights, and on the roof there's a table set out for two, with a waiter standing respectively to one side. It's a good thing it's summer, as an alfresco dinner in the midst of a St. Petersburg winter would no doubt be freezing. Victor films until they're seated, and then the video cuts off. When it comes back, Yuri and Victor are both laughing and crying, and people can be heard applauding from the banks of the river. He beat me to it, Victor says, holding his hand up to show the gold band on his ring finger, before Yuri laughs and does the same. I can't believe he beat me to it. Well, I couldn't let you do it when you were the one who asked me to move in. Yuri laughs, looking slightly overwhelmed, but so very happy. We're getting married, Victor says, looking slightly dazed, before he grins and runs to the railing to shout at the people on the bank walking past. Hey, everyone! I'm marrying KatieEwok! There's more applause from the passerby before Yuri moans, Vitya, stop. The video ends with Victor sweeping Yuri into his arms for a kiss, and the pair of them looking giddy and in love. Yes, definitely a fan favorite. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed. This has been Make a Collage of Us, Part 4 in the YouTube Disaster Gaze series. Written by KatieEwok. Narrated by Serd. Theme music, Spirited Away, by Guillaume. If you've enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, and follow to Serd's Audio Fanfictions, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also, if you'd like to download this story for yourself and take it with you wherever you go, be sure to check out my website, serdsaudiofanfics.com, where you can download all of my fics, except for the chaptered ones which are still updating, as well as on my AO3 Archive of Our Own profile page. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, happy listening.